Every time a man ejaculates, something powerful unfolds inside his body, a silent transformation that touches his hormones, his circulation, his urinary system, and even his long-term risk of cancer. It's a moment of release, yes, but it's also a signal, one that sets off a cascade of events, some healing, some potentially harmful if ignored. Most men never stop to consider what happens inside the prostate in those private moments. But what if I told you that understanding this invisible shift could mean the difference between discomfort and vitality, between silent risk and informed strength? Stick with me, because today we're going deep into the 6 remarkable changes that unfold inside your prostate each time you masturbate. Some of these changes might surprise you, some might concern you, but all of them will empower you. Let's dive in. 1. Ejaculation may help reduce your prostate cancer risk. Let's start with the big one, the link between ejaculation and prostate cancer. This topic has been debated for years, but mounting evidence suggests there may be something quietly protective about regular sexual release. You see, the prostate isn't just a passive gland. It's a highly active part of your body's reproductive system, responsible for producing the fluid that nourishes and carries sperm. But over time, this gland can accumulate cellular debris, toxins, and inflammatory agents, especially if it's not regularly flushed out. When you ejaculate, you expel more than just sperm. You're releasing built-up waste products that, if allowed to linger, could potentially damage the delicate cells of your prostate. One landmark study by Harvard researchers followed nearly 30,000 men over 18 years. The men who reported ejaculating at least 21 times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who did so only 4 to 7 times per month. Does this mean you need to keep count? Not exactly, but it does suggest that ejaculation could serve as one of several natural mechanisms your body uses to clean house. Take James, 74, who had lost his father to prostate cancer. Concerned about his own risk, James began reading about ways to take control of his prostate health. What he discovered changed everything, from regular ejaculation to eating cruciferous vegetables and walking daily. Today, James says he feels better than he did in his 50s, because for the first time, he feels like he understands his body. So, is ejaculation a magic bullet against cancer? No, but it may be a piece of a much larger puzzle. Your diet, your stress levels, your sleep, and your genetics all play major roles. 2. It can alleviate prostate congestion, and that ache you sometimes ignore. Ever felt a dull, nagging pressure in your pelvic region, a sensation like something isn't quite right? That could be prostate congestion. And for many older men, it goes unnoticed or undiscussed for years. The prostate can become congested when seminal fluid builds up and isn't released. This stagnation can lead to discomfort, urinary changes, or even inflammation, especially in men who go long periods without ejaculation. Masturbation, in this context, becomes more than just a personal act. It becomes a form of release, quite literally. Let's talk about Richard, a retired 72-year-old who went months without sexual activity. One night, he began experiencing a persistent ache in his lower abdomen, coupled with frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. At first, he brushed it off as aging, but a visit to his urologist revealed mild prostate congestion. His doctor's recommendation? Regular ejaculation. To Richard's surprise, it worked. Within a few weeks, the aching faded. His sleep improved, and perhaps most importantly, he no longer felt like a stranger in his own body. This doesn't mean you need to force a routine. Every man is different. But if you're experiencing mild pelvic discomfort, particularly if you live with benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or chronic prostatitis, this natural act could provide a surprising sense of relief. Just be aware. If the discomfort persists even after ejaculation, it might be a sign of a deeper issue that needs medical evaluation. 3. Hormonal ripples. The testosterone and DHT connection. Let's shift gears and talk hormones. Each time you ejaculate, your body experiences a subtle but measurable hormonal shift. Most notably, testosterone levels dip temporarily. For younger men, this drop is short-lived. But for older men whose baseline testosterone is already declining, it can feel more significant. DHT, or dihydrotestosterone, also comes into play. This more potent form of testosterone plays a direct role in prostate growth and function. High levels of DHT have been linked to prostate enlargement and even hair loss. And interestingly, some studies suggest that regular ejaculation may help regulate or reduce excess DHT, potentially lowering the risk of BPH. Frank, 68, found himself constantly drained. He assumed it was just part of getting older. But after consulting his doctor and adjusting his late-night habits, including reducing late-night masturbation and introducing strength training and better sleep, he saw a marked improvement in his energy and mood. It wasn't about quitting masturbation. It was about understanding how his body responded and making smart adjustments. The lesson? Listen to your body. If you feel persistently fatigued or notice a drop in libido, talk to your doctor. Hormone testing might provide answers. Remember, masturbation itself isn't harmful, but balancing frequency, nutrition, and rest is key to protecting both your hormone health and your prostate. 4. Increased blood flow, the hidden benefit and risk. Every time you become aroused and approach climax, your prostate receives a significant boost in blood flow. This rush of oxygen-rich blood is your body's way of supporting reproductive function. For most men, it feels natural and good. But for those with pre-existing prostate inflammation or enlargement, it can sometimes trigger temporary discomfort or swelling. George, 74, dealt with mild BPH for years without issue. But after noticing a dull ache post-ejaculation, he consulted his doctor. The diagnosis? Temporary swelling due to increased blood flow. The solution? Pelvic floor exercises, more hydration, and spacing out ejaculation frequency. Within weeks, the discomfort subsided. Here's the truth. Increased blood flow is beneficial. It nourishes the prostate, keeps tissues oxygenated, and supports function. But if your prostate is already sensitive or inflamed, you might feel the effects more strongly. This doesn't mean you should avoid masturbation. It means you should pay attention to your body's signals and adjust accordingly. 5. Temporary changes in urinary function. You might have noticed it yourself. After ejaculating, you feel an urgent need to urinate or a sensation that your bladder hasn't fully emptied. That's not your imagination. It's biology. During ejaculation, the prostate contracts, and this process can momentarily affect the surrounding muscles and nerves that control urination. If your prostate is enlarged, even slightly, these contractions can lead to temporary urinary changes. In men with BPH, the prostate can press against the urethra, making it harder to urinate. Add ejaculation to the mix, and the effect can be more noticeable. But the key word here is temporary. For most men, any changes in urinary urgency or flow resolve within a few hours. However, if you frequently experience difficulty urinating after sex or masturbation, it's worth getting checked. It could be a sign of an underlying issue that needs attention. So don't panic, but don't ignore it either. 6. Prostate inflammation, the double-edged sword. Lastly, we come to inflammation, the hidden danger that can turn a healthy gland into a chronic pain point. On one hand, ejaculation can help prevent inflammation by clearing out the ducts. On the other hand, if your prostate is already irritated or inflamed due to prostatitis or another condition, ejaculation might temporarily worsen symptoms. That's why it's so important to observe how your body reacts. Do you feel relief after ejaculating? Or does it trigger discomfort or burning? Chronic prostatitis affects thousands of older men, often going undiagnosed. It can cause pelvic pain, difficulty urinating, and even erectile dysfunction. If this sounds familiar, don't suffer in silence. Talk to your doctor. With proper diagnosis and treatment, many men find relief. Ejaculation is more than just a moment of release. It's a biological event with ripple effects that touch nearly every aspect of a man's health. From flushing out toxins to balancing hormones, from enhancing blood flow to influencing cancer risk, your prostate is not just along for the ride. It's center stage. The more you understand these changes, the more power you have to influence them. Whether you're 40, 60, or 80, It's never too late to learn how to care for your body in a more intentional way. So the next time you find yourself wondering whether masturbation is good or bad for your prostate, remember, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's a matter of balance, awareness, and informed choice. If this video resonated with you, please comment below, share your thoughts, and subscribe for more life-changing health content crafted just for men like you. Until next time, take care of your body, because it's the only one you've got.